Hi guys, welcome to Monish on the West Coast. Today is 16th of March 2020 and let us quickly start with some updates without wasting any time. So the first one is coming from the Canadian government, which came in this morning, that is on 16th of March 2020, that they are going to close the Canadian borders for non-Canadian citizens and people who are not permanent residents of Canada. And there are some exceptions for United States citizens, diplomats, etc., etc. But majority of the crowd does not fall under these exceptions. So that creates a question mark for people who are international students or who are international workers inside Canada and outside Canada. So, guys, if you are students or workers or visitors inside Canada, then nothing changes for you. You can continue to do what you were doing inside Canada. And in case if um, your permits are expiring or your visas are expiring, you can continue to update that. You can continue to apply for an extension, and nothing really changes for you guys who are already inside Canada. Okay. Now, what happens to people who are outside Canada? They have their flights booked in next few days or few weeks. So what happens to them? So right now, guys, unfortunately, there is no specific notification in that area, but it is strongly advised not to board any flight right now because, and this is just me thinking out loud, like let us say, for example, if you had a flight from India to Germany and from Germany to Canada, and you were allowed to board the first flight, and as soon as you try to take the connecting flight, the second one to Canada, the airlines says that no, you are not allowed to board that flight because of these notifications that were issued today. So in that case, you would have to go back, and as you know, if you belong to India, then there are so many strict measures in place right now, even for people who are arriving in India. So it would be a huge mental frustration for you guys if you do anything like that. So my advice is not to take any chances. Just stay back in your home country where you are right now and observe the situation. Okay. Now, the second update is for permanent resident applications. Now, there are a lot of people who have their permanent resident applications approved, and they have also received their landing document, the COPR document, confirmation of permanent residence document, and they also have received the single entry visa, and they have been given a deadline to come to Canada and complete their landing processes, right? So, guys, the government is saying that in case if you are not able to make it to Canada, then just let us know. Okay, let the immigration department know. They will be happy to extend your landing deadline, and they will advise you of the next steps. In normal situations, they do not extend the COPR, but this time they are doing that, which is a great news. Okay, so do not rush to come to Canada. And just in case if you were not aware of this, uh, just because you have received the COPR document and the single entry visa, it does not mean that you are permanent residents of Canada. Okay, you are still non-permanent residents of Canada. You will only become permanent residents of Canada when you complete the landing process and all the formalities are done. And once your COPR is signed and stamped, everything is done. That is when you become permanent residents of Canada. Okay, and the third thing is about submitting documents to the immigration. Doesn't matter what type of application it is, but when it comes to submitting any documents that you are supposed to submit to the immigration and they have given you a specific deadline, then again, not to worry about that, because the government is saying that let us say if you have received an invitation to apply, okay, for an express entry application, you have received an invitation to apply and you have all the documents in place except a police clearance certificate. So in that case, the government is saying that submit whatever you have and inform us that you are unable to submit XYZ document because of this situation of coronavirus, and there are some challenges with the respective authorities to provide that document to you. So in that case, they will extend the deadline for you by 90 days. Okay, so there is a lot of room there. There is a lot of flexibility there, which is again a great news. And again, speaking of the biometrics instruction letter, the BIL letter. Okay, so typically you have 30 days to complete your biometric process, right? Um, so what they're saying now is, let us say if you're in a situation where you have already received the biometrics letter, it says that you have 30 days to complete your biometrics process. So they're saying that your deadline is automatically extended to 90 days. Okay, so in that case, you if by any chance if you're unable to complete that biometrics process within the 30-day period, that's fine. You still have 90 days to complete your biometrics process. Okay, so those were the important notifications, guys. If there is any update available after this, I will definitely share that with you. Now, in case if you are wondering where have I been for last couple of months, then let me tell you that I am very much active on TikTok. So a lot of information is being shared over there, because sometimes I feel that I do not have to make long videos on YouTube, and there are so many useful pieces of information that I can share in 60 seconds, right? So I've been sharing a lot of valuable videos over there. So do check it out. The username is exactly the same as my YouTube channel, which is Monish on the West Coast. And if you want to receive some updates, then you can continue to follow me on TikTok. And at the same time, please subscribe on this YouTube channel as well, because the next update will again be on YouTube. And if you have any questions about this whole content or this video, then post your questions in the comment section. As you know, I try to respond to most of the questions, and depending on the number of questions I receive today, I may try to make another video on this topic to answer all those questions. Okay, all the best, guys. Stay safe and stay healthy.